Alright, last video, let some breaking news come up with Charlo Castaño. It's my last video on it until the viewership or some breaking news come up. Let's get to it. Appreciate everybody for tapping in, sharing the video. But, you know, a lot of people making excuses for Jermell Charlo, saying that, he was rusty, or he had ring rust, or he was weight drained. It wasn't none of that, bro. You know, you could tell, people that's insinuate that even, making excuses for him or just a fan of him. One thing you notice, if you follow his career, you can look up his box record, you put these videos up, or put these fights up. Jermell Charlo has issues with guys that walk to him, or guys that, they use lateral movement and are slick. All right, he has issue with those type of fighters. You go all the way back to the Bonus Monterosian fight, the Gabriel Rosado fight. Even versus Demetrius Hopkins, he only won by 2 points on everybody's scorecards. But when you look at the Gabriel Rosado fight in the DC Armory, he didn't do well in that fight. He won it, but he doesn't do well when you backing him up. When you force him to think on the back foot, he don't do well. All right, he just forget, how to do basic things. All right, so once you backing him up, Rosado did. Even though he won the fight, he had some issues. He won it comfortably, but some issues dealing with the pressure. He had some issues dealing with that pressure, man, and that's just been him. That's just been him dealing with that pressure. Ain't really been all that good for him. And then you go to the Bonus Monterosian fight. He won 96-94, 96-94, and 97-93. A lot of people thought he got home cooking in that fight. Excuse me. He didn't do, and a lot of people thought he lost that fight. It was competitive. It was very, very close. Once again, he had a guy walk to him, and he didn't do good with the pressure. He didn't do good with the pressure. He didn't do good with somebody that walked to him. That's just what it is. What it was. He doesn't do good with pressure. Go watch that fight. Go watch that fight. Go watch the Charlo and Rosado and the Charlo's Valdez Monterosian fight. Another fight was John Jackson. He couldn't deal with the lateral movement of John Jackson, but that's something different. But historically, he's done the same things. He's done the same things when faced with pressure. People say, well, that's before Derrick James, but he still, you notice he reverted back to sticking and moving and using lateral movement, and he reverted back to that in that Castaño's fight. He doesn't deal well when you back him up. You go right to the ropes. People say, well, why he just didn't throw the jab? Because he didn't have no accuracy, and he was worried about what was gonna come back to him. That target wasn't as easy to hit as everybody made it seem out. Especially when I watched it again, that wasn't an easy target to hit. It wasn't. I watched the little things that he did, man. Got his head off the line with his feet. He would move his head every now and again. And then he didn't even have to do that with a jab. Imagine next time he came in, he used a jab. I think we'd have some issues. But it wasn't him being weight drained, him being rusty. I mean, people saying, well, he did just fight. Castaño fought in February, and Charlo he didn't fight since last October. Was it October? Since last September. I mean, that's no excuse. They always stay in shape. They always staying ready. It wasn't no ring rust and nothing of that nature. He just struggled with dudes that push him back. He can make that excuse he want to, but he struggled with them dudes that push him back. That's a fact. He struggled. That's why he willingly went to the ropes so many times. He don't know how to deal with that pressure. He don't know how to deal with Castaño's. I mean, even with Monterosian, and Monterosian at the time wasn't even at his peak. He struggled. He struggled with him. Pushing him back and just, he gave up real estate. He do that. Then he started walking laterally, to the ropes. The difference with that Derrick James is he just explode off the ropes now. He sit on the ropes, go louder, then he just explode, and he throw all the shots at the same time. He just never do good with dudes backing him up. And you seen his brother struggle with Montiel backed him up. You know, you seen, you know, he struggled well back. He backed, Montiel backed up his brother. His brother didn't know what to do. You know, that's what saying the other day to J Mac on live. I mean, some of these dudes, man, they don't know how to fight going backwards. They don't know how to fight going backwards. And Charlo, man, is not one of them. I mean, even when he was Ronnie Shields, man, if he was able to walk laterally and stick and move and go in and out, you know, on his own wheel, he was good. He was good. He was really good. But once you force him to go backwards when he don't want to go backwards, he ain't that good of a fighter. And then you say, well, he physically hurt. So what? That happens. You know, Castaño's hurt him. Just because you hurt somebody don't necessarily mean it's a 10-8 round. Don't necessarily mean you won that round. You know? But yeah, I mean, there are no excuses, man. Just because Castaño's fought in February, he fought in September, that don't mean shit. You know, this dude struggled with guys who push him back. He struggled with them. I knew he was going to have issues if he didn't get this dude out here early enough. This dude had almost a 5-inch reach advantage. Almost a 4-inch height advantage. Come on. Yeah, all the advantages. Why couldn't he capitalize on it? And what they should have went on and did is just made Jermell Charlo versus Patrick Teixeira. You know, we should have just made that. Now they both got mandatories. He may have, like Tim Tszyu trying to push his mandatory versus Castaños. And Erickson Lubin got a mandatory. Kevin Cunningham hit me up, said they'll fight Danny Garcia, let him go ahead and do Castaños again. He said they fight Danny Garcia next if he do, he fight Castaños again. So WBA, they can wait that off. And then Barakum Mirzaev is Charlo's mandatory in IBF. We know they're the strictest. I don't know too much about Barakum. He 19-0, 14 knockout. So 6 foot. Trained out of the Oxnard, California. He just won unanimous decision at the AT&T Center versus Career. This is 7-17. Yeah, he fought on the card. Yeah, he fought on the untelevised card, this Barakum guy. He fought A-Rod versus Karim Gary. Because he fought a 10. He fought 12. I don't know why he went back to fighting the 8. But he got a 9. He got a 73% knockout ratio, 28 years old, from Russia. So, I mean, and then Tim Tszyu, he's the guy that said he had knocked out Castaños. That's what he said. So he's a good. Tim Tszyu is 26 years old. 19-0, 15 knockout, 78%, almost 79% knockout ratio. But he really ain't fought nobody. He fought Jeff Horn and Dennis Hogan. Stopped both of them, so we'll see. But no excuses, man. Charlo just didn't. Charlo just struggled with that style, and that's just the bottom line. Because Stone Cold said so. But he just struggled with that. He struggled with that pressure. He struggled with that pressure, man. So that's exactly what it was. Pressure. They should run it back. But it's that pressure. Pressure build diamonds, it bust pipes. Charlo, as far as Charlo pressure, it bust pipes. So we'll see what happens. But hey, let me know what you guys think. Don't forget me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Facebook group link, all the links in the description. You can reach out if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video request. All my social media links in the description. Twitter's the fastest way to Facebook to Instagram. Facebook group link in the description as well too. Want to make a financial donation? Venmo, CJ Good 313, Cash App, CJ Good 313, PayPal link in the description as well too. Best way to donate, share the video. Check the Boxing News playlist out. But it wasn't no bad night or no rust where he was very drained. He just don't cope well with being pressured. But peace.